a lot has changed since my last update video, and that would be because I managed to lose my video camera. So I still have my photography camera, which can film, which is what we're on now, but the storage on it is crap. So mostly I've got iPhone videos, which aren't the best, but I'm going to try and go through and put them into chronological order as a little video with all kind of like the highlights and some of the loads as well. Thank you, Benny. Indy and Elaine have gone home a long time ago. Elaine went home back in early July, and Indy, I think it was going to be August, but then we went into lockdown, so maybe the end of August or just whenever we finished lockdown. So yeah, it's just Pearl here now, and Pearl was also supposed to have gone home around about when we went into lockdown, but then she started bagging up, and even though we still thought she was a while away from foaling, she hasn't told yet. We didn't want to risk sending her down when we don't know her due date. Plus it's not really fair on her going on that big of a trip. So yeah, it's not really fair on Pearl going on that big of a trip with just how pregnant she is, with the balancing and stuff. Plus she knows it here, so it's a nice safe place for her to foal. So I'm currently on foal watch, waiting for the foal to arrive. Pearl's over here behind us. So that is where we're at the moment, but I'm hoping I'll be able to do a voice over of the clips to kind of explain what's been happening. Whenever you try and film in the goat's paddock, it is just chaos. They get in the way all the time. But at least they're cute. So this is quite a few sessions into teaching Elaine to wear a halter, and you can see she's putting her own nose into the halter, so I shaped that so that it's a lot less scary for them if they're self-haltering and it's their nose going into the halter rather than the halter going onto their nose. And then we just progressively ask slightly more and more of her until we can have the head strap going on at the same time, the nose goes in the halter, and checking in with her to make sure that yes, she's okay with this. She basically consents to it and says yes, you're happy for the halter to go on my head, and then we can progressively get closer and closer to doing it up, and then she's wearing it. Along with the serious side of training like haltering and foot picking up and all that kind of stuff, we also make sure to do lots of fun stuff, exploring and letting her be free so that she's got lots of options and she can choose once again what she would like to do, but making it a really positive experience for her, just giving her basically life exposure to human life especially, and this builds up her confidence when it comes to all sorts of training. Sorry, you did it. And my personal favourite is playing. You do lots of running around and jumping over jumps or poles on the ground in this case when she's little, and just having fun with no set outcome. What do you want to do? Do you want to run? Do you want to stop? Do you want to buck and leap? Like just building a relationship and seeing her as more than just something that has to do something to get a treat. We can do what do you want to do? And before I can lead her properly with the lead rope attached to the halter, we do lots of exploring without the halter to start with, and then with the halter, so it's just reinforcing that stay with me, follow me, so you're leading just without the lead rope, so then when we finally attach the lead rope it's easy. Again. Good girl. This is how I told her to load, apart from it was without the halter and lead rope first. It was just, can you follow me in? You got lots of reinforcement for being in, you can leave whenever you want to. We have the ramp flat, the truck backed up to a bank, so the ramp's flat, so it's easy for them, so we're trying to set them up for success. You can turn around whichever direction you like. Once again, how is this easiest for you? And then we build from there. So adding the halter and lead on in this clip actually was like quite a bit further on in the training process from her first few times, which was loading without the halter and lead. And making the truck the best place in the world to be, so lots of food in the truck for her just to help herself too. How you doing? Lane, that's not yours cover either, it's Pearl's. Please don't destroy it. Okay, so note to self, don't leave covers on the ground around Elaine. Elaine, can we please have that back? teaching her to wear a cover. We had heavy rain warning and everything was going to flood, so they do have trees in the paddock, but they get cold and jumpy, and it's just much nicer for them to be able to wear a cover, I think, when it's needed. And it's a great life skill, and it transfers over to other things. So I taught this just by, once again, having her free. Can you come over, get food for the cover touching you, food for on you, and just giving her ways to tell me when she's ready for the next step. So it's all at her pace. This was not the only wet day we had. We had a lot of rain this winter. It was almost, I felt like always raining and always wet. Lots of floods and lots of mud, but that's winter for you. In between the rain though, we had some awesome clear starry skies, and just wanted to include this for you guys to see. To prepare her for the ramp going up, we first got to use the divider going across, just so it's that you have a barrier coming towards you. Have a cover on the barrier to make it look more solid too, so it's harder. And this is once again just going at her pace. When are you ready for it to shaft? Building lots of positive associations. And then the ramp up, and you can see she's a little bit worried, but she's not freaking out. This was literally, I'm pretty sure, the first time the ramp went up, or the second, and this is just how she acted. And we just, can we move around, and here we make it a fun game. I'm with you. Lane, you gonna talk? Oh, is that you? You're so cute. With her feet, she found picking them up fairly easily, but the hoof pick she always thought felt funny. So once again, just lots of positive experience with it. Make it a really good thing. Let her put her foot down when she needs it, because often it's a balance thing, and then you fight them and it becomes worse because you're teaching them that actually, yeah, you're not listening to them. So just okay, when your foot's up, you get lots of nice things, and then when it's, if you need to put it down, you can. With her back feet, I find scratching her between her back legs where she was really itchy helped, and then give her a treat afterwards as well. And I just love this playing. It just made me happy. I feel like she really loved it. It was just really good relationship building and making sure everything's not always serious. And then the last thing for her to know before she went home was loading on a float, because, well, she was kind of being picked up in a stock trailer, so not a float or not a truck. So we taught her both float and truck just to help her generalize and make it easier for her. But once again, it was just, let's do this at your pace and make it a really positive experience. So, but this is like her first session with the float. She went on basically straight away. I think it was like 10 minutes of just reinforcing her for coming in as she felt confident, and that's just because we've never made her do anything, so she's not scared, and she goes, oh, this is actually fun, I understand this game. And then just like that, she was gone home to Siobhan. So this is the start of the Pearl videos. She was trained the same way Elaine was, with the cover and the foot picking up. The beginning of loading on the truck. It was just, I thought, a bit boring to like double up the videos, even though they were both learning the same thing. So this is kind of like the extended version of what Pearl has been up to after Elaine went home. So this is Pearl like self-loading on the truck basically, and the truck's been moved so the ramp's steep after she learnt to go in with the ramp flat. Pearl learning to tie up. So started this by just teaching a really strong stand behavior when I'm brushing you and moving around you without being tied up, and then with the lead rope looped over your neck. Then can we do it with the lead rope just looped through the baling twine of the truck, meaning she can still pull away if she wants to. And then when she's really good at that, then finally tying the lead rope up normally, because she then already understands what she has to do, so there's no stress involved for her. And we've also got her leading really, really solid, so she knows to give to pressure and step forwards to the slightest pressure or turn her head. So it's really, she knows the answers before the question's even asked, and that way it's really, really easy for her. So good. Exploring, we started just up and down our driveway, that way she can be loose because our boundary fences and gates are all shut, so she can't go anywhere. Once she was relaxed with that and could lead with a lead rope on our property, then we went out onto the shared driveway where it's still fairly safe and secure for her, but just going where she's comfortable, making it really fun with eating grass and getting lots of treats. Though I find they get a lot of intrinsic motivation doing this. They like to actually explore and see the world, as long as you're not forcing them to walk. They want to know what's out there. This is how she comes to greet me when she knows that I'm about to train her, or hopes that I'm about to train her. So I like this because it shows me how happy she is to do things. Normally she's actually waiting at the gate for me as soon as she sees me, so I don't get to capture this on camera. Pearl is doing so good. Like, normally they've gone home a long time ago by now, and we have like Chief with us and we can just go and graze down the driveway, and Pearl just like doesn't react to the cars going past, or she just jumped because the dog snorted. I don't know, I just feel like we have got to this stage which I don't normally get to experience with the other guys I handle, because they go home when they're handled enough to go home, but Pearl's like fast past that, and it's just like... She thought the sawdust was a bit strange in the truck, but apparently it was edible, or she might lay down on it, but she then worked out she could walk on it and it was just completely normal. And when she got good on the shared driveway, we got closer and closer to the road and just got used to cars going by, with us progressively getting closer and closer to the road as well, until we went onto the road and she could have a look around and see what was out there. As you can see, she's a little bit stressed, but I don't actually mind that, because stress isn't inherently good or bad. It just is, but it's making sure she has a choice and isn't being forced into these situations. And then she actually seems to quite enjoy it, and I get the feeling she does because she tells me that. Chief, come. Chief! This is her being sprayed with insect repellent for the first time. As you can see, she's free in the paddock and completely unbothered. She saw me spray her friends with it, and then I was giving her scratches to reinforce her and make it a good thing, and letting her tell me when she was ready by touching the bottle, and then, okay, I can spray now. But once again, it's just giving them that choice, and then they're often much happier to actually go along with your ideas, because it's partly their idea. She's also got a lot more comfortable and confident with different obstacles. Her current favourite one, I'd say, is the pedestal, which is quite big, but she'll see it and stand up on it on her own without me telling her. Smart pony. And we like to have fun, just like with Elaine. I do fun stuff as well as the more serious training, but even that we try not to be too serious with. So just get her used to weird and random things happening around her. As you can see, she's not very bothered by much anymore. She finds it all quite interesting and I think amusing. She's like, what is the human doing this time? She's like, oh well, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Trying to pick it up. And we go for runs together. Well, not a lot, because she's getting more pregnant and apparently she doesn't like going fast for long, but when she does like to go for fast, it can be fun. Pearl is like well and truly ready to go home now, so we're just waiting for her foal to be born so we can take them both home. So watching the stars and waiting. Hey, it's my camera. Jenny, don't eat the camera. Listen. No. Wait, no, don't knock the camera. It's not working. Why does Grayson look possessed? Don't stop for me.